Hello, adventurer. It's good to see you. You have made it to the morning grind.
Welcome, welcome.
It's the live stream at the beginning of the Geekverse, where we talk about all types of topics in geekdom, gaming, and fantasy, with an emphasis on being constructive and creating the things that we want to exist in the world.
It's all on the grind, Sizemore. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
That's exactly right. There are a lot of adventures to be had today. Dungeons to explore and monsters to slay, and who knows what a random encounter might send our way. That's why we have to prepare, so settle in now for the morning grind with your favorite beverage in hand.
Tea? Or maybe something a little stronger. I've got a few bottles of the old Wynyard left.
Whatever you want. Pull up a chair.
Dude.
If you're feeling fancy, how about a cappuccino? Or a frappuccino? Or how about an espresso?
Just tea, thank you.
Sounds good to me, Gandalf. Whatever you want. I'm just glad you're here.
Everyone is welcome. You can just watch if you want. You don't have to worship anything you don't want to worship.
Thank you, Mike. But be forewarned.
Sometimes we get really strange characters around here.
Wait, what's that you say? Why can't you come and be a part of the stream?
My wife would disown me.
Oh no, I bet you'll be fine with it. Come on in.
Am I scared for my safety? No.
What are we supposed to do?
Everybody do the secret handshake.
Secret cultist handshake.
Oh, now do wizards who love each other.
This, my friend, is a science.
I still don't have gifts, but it's fine.
It's all on the grind, son. Can't be too fine, can't be too coarse.
Dude, this would be a sick place to bring the band.
Indeed it would be, Dave. It really would. I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome. Glad to have you here. Oh, look, here's someone new.
Is this the cultist meetup?
Yes it is.
Come to hang out? Please accept me. I have nothing else.
Okay, we accept you. Everyone's welcome here.
Brought some snacks.
Well, that makes things even better.
You want some coffee?
I don't drink coffee.
You sure? It's cultist coffee.
What makes it cultist coffee?
I'm a cultist and I'm drinking it.
Oh. Then I'll have some.
What exactly is going on here?
I'm seeing more people coming in. Welcome, welcome. It's so great to have you. Oh, and look, here comes another stranger.
Can we help you?
Yes, fellow cultists. I could really use some food.
Oh yeah? Welcome. We have donuts.
Oh, it's me. I'm glad I'm here. I'm sure you have a few questions for me, though.
What's your name? Who do you work for? What god do you worship?
Great questions, Rob.
I'm Steve King, and I worship Nyarlathotep.
No, not really. I'm just Heath, and I won't be worshiping anything this morning. But I will be your host. Welcome to the office. We're going to have a great time. I've got my coffee ready, because now it's time for the morning grind.
If you could become a fish, that would be amazing. Then I could command you with my mental fish powers.
Good morning, everyone. Why does it do that? Good morning, everyone. I am coming to you from an absolute potato this morning. I am broadcasting from this old potato I found in my refrigerator, and so that's where we're broadcasting from. So actually, my phone, I was having problems with my phone yesterday getting it charged, which I had been using as my camera, and it's still not charging. It's completely dead, so I have no idea what's going on there. And then I tried to get the iPad set up, and I couldn't find the correct cable for the iPad. So I realized that I have this camera right here, which is probably the very first camera that I had used on the morning grind and had gone into the drawer for a good reason. I was like, I bet this thing's gonna be bad. Look how bad this thing is. Wow. Okay, so that's what camera technology does. So I've got to completely reset myself up. But at least we have video this morning. At least we have video, and we're looking at the screen anyway for our the book we're working on anyway, which will be looking at the Cult of Nodens today. So you'll just have to forgive the absolutely terrible picture quality here. But like I said, at least we've got video this morning. So thank you all for being here. This is kind of a special stream. Yeah, we used to do the morning grind every morning, but here I am. And Thank you all for being here. This is kind of a special stream. What is going on? Now I'm hearing an echo. There we go. I think I nuked it. Now I think I nuked it. Okay. Let's see. So what was I saying? I don't even remember where I was. Oh, I was saying that so we are streaming this morning because we are doing several extra streams because we are on Kickstarter right now. Oh, and I should put the banner up. So the Kickstarter link should be in the descriptions. Tonight we are creating the cult of, look, I got it right. The Cult of Nodens for the Cultists RPG together on stream, both Cultists RPG and the ABCs are on Kickstarter. We almost got 50 backers. I think we have 49 backers right now. So the link is down below. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So thank you everybody who is here, who saw some of the messages. I put this out by email and also on the Kickstarter page. So let's see. Good morning, Bacon. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Dave. Good morning. Let's see. Alex, good to see you this morning. Here's to you. Brett's here awfully early. So good morning, Brett and Mike. Good morning. Okay, so I don't know what if there are any kind of major announcements right here. I had a really good productive day yesterday and this morning. Today I was going to stream tonight, but my nephews are going back to school soon, and they want me to come over and play Magic with them. And so my brother invited me to have dinner tonight with them. So I'm going to go over there and I'm going to play Magic this afternoon and then just have dinner with them. So I was like, oh, so I guess we have to do this during the morning grind slot. So we're doing this for the morning here. Let's go ahead and breathe and sip, and then we will get into it. I've got, once again, I have ice water in the fish do not drink tea mug. So there we go. That's very suitable for what a fish would be drinking. So let's breathe and sip. 2 deep breaths, complete exhales, and then take a sip of your favorite beverage this morning. Here we go. Let's breathe. And sip. Here we go. All right. All right. Time to get started. So we are working on the Cult of Nodens, which was, when we first wrote the Cultists, there were a lot of things that went inside of it, into it, including like a warlock of Azathoth. But there was also a whole nother cult here. Oh, Mike's going with the black tea for the black goat of the thousand young. I like it. But we did have a cult. We had the Cult of Nodens. When the guys were going around and getting other cults, all the other cults together, they met the Cult of Azathoth. They met the Cult of Shub. Originally, they had gone to, I think once they thought the Yellow King was after them, I think they actually went to recruit some other cultists, and they thought about the Cult of Nodens, who are like the warriors and the hunters and the trappers. And so they had gone out into their backyard, into the woods to meet the Cult of Nodens, which could be funny. Like, you got like hunter, like ranger types is how we thought of them. And they had bows and arrows. I think that would be really funny if they depicted like with Nerf bow and arrows, so they're like hunters. They're trying to do like parkour, of course, in completely, horrific ways, completely, janky ways. And so, they need to shoot at somebody with like a Nerf bow or something like that. Of course, completely miss or something, but they think they're great hunters. So, okay, Mike says, I know nothing about Nodens, and Dave says basically the same thing. I thought that might be the case. So I thought in order to figure out what Nodens is going to be, I've got this right here. This was a companion of mine when I was doing Journey. This is the Cthulhu Mythos Encyclopedia by Daniel Harms. So here is what Nodens is. Let's go over here. Let's see over here. So I get to my screen. We've got so tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but probably Wednesday, we'll start working on the characters. Cult of the Yellow King, we just did that one. Cult of Nodens right here. hoary and his quote is hoary and immemorial Nodens, Lord of the Great Abyss. So, according to the Cthulhu Encyclopedia, right here we've got Nodens. Here's what it says, so we know what to draw from and what type of powers to give them and things like that. So, Nodens, being who is often placed among the elder gods, and indeed may be the most famous of them. He is usually represented as an old man standing with an oaken staff in one hand on a seashell chariot drawn by fantastic beasts. At times he is depicted as having a beard of tentacles as well. Nodens bears special love for dreamers and visionaries. He is known to take such individuals on trips with him across space and time. He is also the lord of night gaunts, though at times his power over them seems limited. According to some, Nodens last came to Earth billions of years ago in the past and was worshipped by certain beings of which we know nothing. He left when the great old ones arrived, and he and his worshippers made their way to the far future, where Nodens would once again walk the lands of the earth. This myth holds that Nodens and Yog-Sothoth are opposed to one another. Okay. This is hard to reconcile with other known manifestations of Nodens, unless Nodens has avatars that visits our planet periodically. So in other stories, the gods of Earth have entrusted Nodens with guarding the prisons of the great old ones. There will come a time, though, when Nodens himself will cease his vigilance and sleep. Then the great old ones will be freed from their tombs. The Atlanteans worshipped Nodens under the name Chozar, god of magic, and the Druids also paid him homage as the Serpent of Waters. His temple at Lydney, England, might be found by the dying, upon whom Nodens may bestow healing at a high price. A pillar found near this town of Carmaean names Nodens in connection with what might be a mating ritual, though it's unknown whether the god endorsed or protected against those involved. A small modern cult sees Nodens as a hunter, emulating him by periodically tracking and killing cultists of other faiths. One researcher claimed Nodens was identical to Satan, though this seems unlikely. It says, as a further note, in brackets, little information on Nodens exists. He might be a form of Nud or Lud or Nudwa, one of the former heads of the Celtic pantheon. This god lost his arm in battle, and a silver one was forged to him. Due to his disability, however, he stepped down as the head of the Celtic gods. He might have had a holy site in Lydney on the banks of the Severn River, though inscriptions to other gods have also been found there. See Hutton's The Pagan Religions on the Ancient British Isles for more information. Lovecraft likely chose to use Nodens because he was mentioned in Arthur Machen's The Great God Pan. Okay, so that is our information, at least from the Cthulhu Encyclopedia on, I know, isn't that, it's when I said that, I was like, wait a minute, I think I said that like it was one of like the Pokemon or something, which I know nothing about, but I think that's one of them, right? This was supposed to be Chozar, Chozzar, Chozar, god of magic. Okay, so there we go. So actually, I was going to leave that open. I was glad that I did put, there we go, on here, the Lord of the Great Abyss, hoary and immemorial Nodens, Lord of the Great Abyss. So we need kind of a paragraph based on him. There we go. Okay, so let's start typing something out here. Nodens let's see. So we need to say something about dreams and dreamers. And that also seems like that should add to one of his powers, right? The cult should have something to do with dreams and dreaming visionaries, right? Nodens, let's talk about his physical depiction first. This is what I put out like on the thumbnail here. Nodens is most often depicted as an old, okay, there we go, as an old but stern man, old but stern, gray-bearded, and leaning on an oaken staff. He now often makes his abode in the dreamlands, where he is the patron of dreamers and visionaries. And the Lord of Night Gaunts. He is also known as a great hunter, and so is often worshipped by, well, what do we say here? Alex says, what kind of chance do you give him sending one of the cults a vision? Well, they can certainly think they get a vision. So I think that should be one of their powers, that they can, the power here that at least you think you get a vision or a dream from Nodens. I don't know why my computer is being slow this morning. Let me see if there's something I can close while I type in here. I think I do want to say something about and leaning on an oaken staff. He rides a seashell chariot drawn by fantastical beasts of the sea. We need to change up our paragraph here. There we go. Nodens is most often depicted as an old but stern man, gray-bearded and leaning on an oaken staff. He rides a seashell chariot drawn by fantastical beasts of the sea. He often makes his abode in the dreamlands, where he is we'll say a patron of dreamers and visionaries. And the Lord of Night Gaunts. Let's move that around. He is also, we'll make that a separate sentence, also the Lord of the terrible Night Gaunts. And is known as a great hunter. Rangers, foresters, and other woodcrafty individuals often worship him. Oh, come on. Why is it not letting me type so far? Alex says at some point somebody may get lucky and actually get one. They might. They might. How would you know, right? Rangers, foresters, and woodcrafty of all kinds often worship him. Him and give offerings to him. And make him offerings. And make him offerings of from their hunts. I think that kind of captures what we were going with here. I think that so powers here. Let's read that one more time. Nodens is most often depicted as an old but stern man, gray-bearded and leaning on an oaken staff. He rides a seashell chariot drawn by fantastical beasts of the sea. He often makes his abode in the Dreamlands, where he's a patron of dreamers and visionaries. He is also he is the lord of the terrible night gaunts. He is the lord of the terrible night gaunts and is known as a great hunter. And it's about renowned and is renowned as a great hunter. Rangers, foresters, and woodcrafty individuals of all kinds often worship him and make him offerings from their hunts. I like that. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. So now, powers, choose one during gameplay. So I think one of them needs to do with dreams. When I have it, just don't have to be its name, but something to do with dreams and visions. I think something needs to be something about some type of acrobatics, like combat acrobatics. Because we were going to have them like, rolling around, of course, this is the cultists, so they're not really doing combat roles, but at least in their mind they are. You got to have some type of like really awkward scene. We're like, oh, okay, we're going to go and stop that guy, right? And then the Rangers of Nodens, just start like rolling around on the floor and shooting their bows or something like that. Okay, so what else? Is it tracking and killing cults of other faiths? I don't know. Oh, so that works. That Better with Bacon says the phrase "combat acrobatics" in the context of the cultists is one of the funniest things I've ever heard of. I mean, what would we say with that? Uh, you know, when hunting the dangerous beasts from other dimensions, or something about like this is like kung fu. No, parkour, or at least you've seen some on YouTube. You often have to draw upon, you often draw upon your extensive when hunting, when tracking and hunting. How do you spell parkour? Okay, it is a K. Okay. Or at least what you have seen on TV. Whoops. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Yes, with the K. Hulking beast from other dimensions. That house cat, yes, when you use acrobatics to do it, and it works somehow. So, right. Somehow it's going to get you out of this. When tracking and hunting the dangerous beasts from other dimensions, you often draw upon your extensive knowledge of parkour, or at least that or at least that thing you saw on the internet once. Miraculously, it might just get you out of a jam sometime. Hey, good morning, Andrew. Not quite Wednesday already, but hey, we're on Kickstarter, so when tracking and hunting dangerous beasts from other dimensions, you often draw upon your extensive knowledge of parkour, or at least what you saw on the internet once. Miraculously, it might get you out of a jam sometime. I like that. Dreams and visions. So this would be the one we haven't actually ever talked about dreaming into the dreamlands. Um, we did say that, using his special substance, Dave sometimes thinks he talks to the dead. So I think it also should let you dream in, or at least somebody thinking they're dreaming into the dreamlands works. Dreams, traveler of the dreamlands. Um, the dreamlands. Let's see. Through your special connection with Nodens, preparing yourself, you're able to lucid dream and learn deep truths from your dreams that aid you in your current struggles. Yeah, something like that is probably pretty good. Here, let's start with that. Thanks, Mike. Let's see. Um, well, through your ritual Nodens, you are able to slip into the dreamlands Oh, I was also reached out to somebody who was interested in having me on his podcast about the occult. What was the name of this podcast? Has anybody heard of this one? I told him that this is Sanri, and this is the podcast is The Order of Chaos. I watched some of their stuff, and they're definitely. He often says, I mean, it seems like most of the people he interviews are actually like practitioners of the occult and so forth. But I said, okay, I'm not that. He said he was interested in expanding into talking to more people who are artists and storytellers in the area of occultism, and with who there would be fun crossovers with their subjects. And so he had apparently seen the Cthulhu ABCs and then found the cultists through there. So if I'm gonna try to make, we're trying to make that happen. And if it's, when I do, I'll put that on the Discord server and probably put that elsewhere, especially if it's during the Kickstarter campaign. So that could be fun. Oh, so what did Mike say? Where you can learn. We don't want to be overly specific. I mean, combat acrobatics may have been overly specific. Slip into the dreamlands in your sleep, where you can learn deep truths about the world that could aid you That works. Could say you believe you can slip into the dreamlands. You believe. Let's say something like that. Why is I keep beach balling? You believe you are able. You believe you can slip into the dreamlands in your sleep, where you can learn deep truths, where you learn deep truths about the world that could aid you in your current struggles. We want to have another kind of hunter-focused one. We got to mention here about Atlanteans. The Druids also paid him homage as Serpent of the Waters. It could be something about his chariot or something. We got a mating ritual. Note about a mating ritual here. He's been known to take individuals. Well, actually, that worked. The Traveler of the Dreamlands. This does say that he's been known to take such individuals on trips with him across space and time. Yeah, so that works. Through your ritual connection with Nodens, you believe you can slip into the Dreamlands in your sleep, where you can learn deep truths about the world that could aid you in your current. Where deep truths are revealed to you. How about that? Where deep truths about the world are revealed to you. What about a tracking? We could do, yeah, a tracking element or a travel element. I think both of those could be good. So okay, so so we got tracking or travel here. Tracking or travel. We don't really have a lot of travel in the Cultists. I mean, before, like, we never see them like get into a car or something like that. We did actually have a car scene in what we wrote for season 3. We never had anything like that, but we could. I kind of like the tracking idea. That sounds like, because there's always something about, or often something about something missing or something to find something. And the witches do track Steve when he's been injured. In season 2, the witches go and track him down through his blood trail, right? So tracking tracking could certainly work. How do we want to do that? What's a good word for that? Beach bowling again. Like, nothing is out of your you're used to out in the wild. And so nothing is beyond. What would be funny is if you had them like tracking something in the urban environment, so that like they're tracking something, but it's like through the mall or something. In the backyard. You are practiced in tracking game. We could just call this expert tracker. You are practiced in tracking game across the backyard. And so nothing, it seems, escapes your attention. That is exactly, Mike says, like through the mall and into the backyard, back of the Little Caesars pizza shop, and the track ends, at the walk-in or something. Yes, exactly. That would be it. Like, all right, I have got to track them. Now, if it walks on 2 legs or on 4, you can at least try to find it. If it goes on 2 legs or on 4, you can try, you can at least try to find it. I like that. All right, I like that. I like that a lot. This one's very different from the other cults, but that's okay. This one was going to be very different from the other cults, and that's probably one of the reasons that it got dropped. I mean, one of the reasons it may have gotten dropped is because by the time the Cult of the Yellow King shows up, we kind of did the getting the cultists together early in season 1. And we didn't introduce a new cult like later on. I'm sure the spelling here is wrong for some reason. Actually, I think there is a spell check that I just need to turn on in here. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, there we go. Now you can see everything that I have spelled wrong. Woodcrafty, I believe that's right. Night gaunts, tracking and hunting, your extensive knowledge. There we go. Your attention. I was like, surely that there is like a spell check on here. Let me look at the Cult of the Yellow King. Who knows what I put over there? Infiltrating. Ah. There we go. We'll have to work on the actual outline or formatting. That's okay, but that's okay. We can do that. Okay, so now Nodens. Like I said, they're different. So this is different, but that's fine. I think that's fine. Let's see. Where is yours? Your is spelled wrong. You are practicing this. I think it seems it escapes your attention. If it doesn't, you can at least try to find it. Let me start at the top, and we'll just see. Okay, so Cult of Nodens. I mean, this one could be fun to play. The Cult of Nodens. Hoary and immemorial Nodens, Lord of the Great Abyss. Nodens is most often depicted as an old but stern man. All right, fine. I will use the A for gray. Gray-bearded and leaning on an oaken staff. He rides a seashell chariot drawn by fantastical beasts of the sea. He often makes his abode in the Dreamlands, where he is a patron of dreamers and visionaries. He is the lord of the terrible night gaunts and is renowned as a great hunter. Rangers, foresters, and woodcrafty individuals of all kinds often worship him and make him offerings from their hunts. Powers. Choose one during gameplay. Traveler of the Dreamlands. Through your ritual connection with Nodens, you believe you can slip into the Dreamlands in your sleep, where deep truths about the world are revealed to you that could aid you in your current struggles. Let's make that 2 sentences. You believe you can slip into the Dreamlands. There, deep truths. We don't need about the world, just deep truths. There, deep truths are revealed to you that could aid you in your current struggles. There we go. Oh, I got it. Okay, Mike says I got it. Okay. So travel of the Dreamlands. Through your ritual connection with the Nodens, you believe you can slip into the Dreamlands in your sleep. There, deep truths are revealed to you that could aid you in your current struggles. Combat acrobatics. When tracking and hunting dangerous beasts from other dimensions, you often draw upon your extensive knowledge of parkour, or at least what you saw on the internet once. Miraculously, it might get you out of a jam sometime. Expert tracker. You are practiced in tracking game across the backyard, and so nothing, it seems, escapes your attention. If it goes on 2 legs or on 4, you can at least try to find it. Well, all right. I think that concludes all of our cults then. Shub, Yellow King. I was, thinking the other day that we were going to do Bloop now, so I guess we'll start that on Wednesday. I'm not really ready to go into character design. We'll do that on Wednesday. But I was thinking that we've got Bloop. I don't think we've actually made the LARPer. Bloop could become the LARPer. I was kind of thinking of him as the lackey, but we already have a lackey. Which is fine if we duplicate up on things or double up on things, as long as everything has some type of example character. So Mike says Nodens. I think Nodens reflects this cult well, at least what I know of it. I think so too. Swimming, it could have been swimming instead of tracking. It certainly could have been swimming. So okay, let's look at how many characters we need to make. Let's look at that. We'll can do more than one a day, starting Wednesday. We've got to do. Oh, I'm going to need to look at how this is the layout here. There is a second acantha, so there's an alternate acantha. There is Bloop, so that's 2. Yeah, this has gotten out of order. Mike, Rob. There's a second Rob. So what did I say? Second acantha, Bloop. Second Rob, that's 3. And a Steve. I think it's 4. I think it's and a Vander. So it's 5. It's 5. So there are 5 characters to make. I need to pull up a different sheet because Brianna did this as a sheet. You can see what's the issue is that Brianna did this as another sheet. So Garrett Ranger. So there's 6. Okay, I've got to get these things sorted back out right. Because these are actually inserts that Brianna did in another InDesign document. I gotta go find that document. So we've got her character sheet and can lay it out that way. So I believe that's 6. That's 6 characters. Alternate acantha. Alt acantha. Alt Rob. Steve was never done. Garrett. Now, so Garrett is one of the Cult of Nodens. So he's a ranger of the Cult of Nodens. Evander, that's quite a bit. That one is the Warlock of Azathoth, and then Bloop. And then Bloop, I think would go well being our LARPer because he is the guy who was dressed up and people think he's a deep one. So that actually sounds right. He's kind of like the lackey right here. But probably since we already have the lackey, make him the LARPer that he was like, oh man, these guys are really cool. I could dress up as a deep one, and they completely believe him. Okay, so yes, so on Wednesday, there's things going on Wednesday. I'll do a live stream in the morning. We'll do the live stream, the morning grind live stream. Maybe I can get another camera working this time. And we will work on the characters, and we'll maybe do, try to do a number of them, maybe 3 of them or something like that. So we'll do the characters on Wednesday morning. And then I did send it out to Doug and Brianna to do a conversation about the story and everything for season 2. So that will be on the evening about 7 o'clock. We will get together with Brianna and Doug. Been a while for both of them. So we will have them on Wednesday night. So that's the plan. We'll need to get together, to do another, to do the other 3 characters. That might be all of them. Then that might be everything that we need to create. We will check that out. So maybe 2 days of creating characters, maybe do 3 characters a day or something. And then we will be getting close. So then I'll have to start going over this book again to make sure that the layout is correct. But I think we're getting close. We're getting close. All right, so kind of a short one today, only 45 minutes, but we did what we set out to do. We have now made the Cult of Nodens. So, all right, everybody, thank you so much for being here today. This was a lot of fun. I like that cult. So I will see everybody later. I'm going to go play Magic this afternoon and have dinner with the family. So later, everybody, go forth, be creative, and be constructive. Later.